I come from a background where, or maybe as a millennial, we come from a background. If I want to advocate my generation, that the more work you do, or not work, but kind of exposure that you would get in a limited time or shorter time, the more talented or maybe more capable you become,
Right.
and more progressive you become. And I will also agree with you, Asta, that of course later there are a lot of organizations who are actually, let's say a social media marketer is a job profile, they are giving them some data entry work, which is actually a scam, I would say. Not even a red flag, because you cannot make use of anyone's need. Because internship, let's say a lot of colleges or schools are actually promoting to, but a lot of organizations are taking benefit of, giving the
Yeah.
internships to these people.
I would like to replace the word benefit with disadvantage.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, interns are not free labor. Like, even though they don't have the requisite skill, they definitely have the requisite educational background. And like you onboard a full time employee, you give them mentorship, or you carry out the entire training and onboarding process, the same should apply for an intern. So I feel like if there's an expectation mismanagement, and like I said earlier, no one can give you your time back. So similarly, when you are looking out to start your career, you would all, you would, your first priority would be to work in a sector that you're interested in, that you've signed up for. Like if you signed up for a data entry job and they are making you do data entry, you cannot complain. But if you signed up for a role of marketer and you're made to do that, I feel like that is definitely a no-no. And that does not root from the fact that you do not have the requisite skills. You definitely have the requisite educational background, and when you're starting off you will not have the requisite skills. It will build over time, over training, and over the years of experience.
Right. And I know, like, even in our organization, we have that habit of having one dedicated person for everyone who starts newly. So, at least for another 3 months of period, that person will always be guiding the new person who's an intern or maybe any new employee. So, irrespective of the designation, irrespective of the position, so that is a standard practice that we follow.
Right.
And we have got a lot of good feedback from a lot of people, because this practice is generally not followed everywhere. Because
Right.
whenever new person joins the organization, it is very much important for that person to get first comfortable, rather than expecting outcome from that person.
Right.
Right? That employee or that intern has just joined newly, everything is new. You are sure, like, there is entire cultural shift from college to an organization.
Yeah.
And from day one, if you start expecting as an employer, okay, you have to behave in certain way, you have to do it in certain way, it is not going to happen. Because as a student also, you don't learn everything grade 12, right? It
Yeah.
starts from your nursery, pre-nursery,
Right.
and then to that is something. And I feel that a lot of corporates are missing out on this part, that they don't understand, okay, this is something that we should be giving them helping hand to get settled first, and then eventually, of course, the monetary benefits and expectations of work and their performance is followed by that.
And I think, to add on to it, I feel like an internship works two ways. Of course, it is giving me experience, it is giving me monetary benefit, or it is giving me, a kick to my, start to my career. But I feel like the motive or the intent behind an internship is to convert it into a full time job. For example, if I'm
That's where
coming
I
to
was
your
coming. Yeah.
right, if I'm coming to your organization and I get comfortable with the people, I get comfortable with the work, and I see growth, I will definitely, would want to convert it into a full time job. So all the training hours, effort that you put into me will definitely, come back to you.
And that is the main agenda, that we have those initial 3 months of buddy program,
Right.
because after that we are certain that person is comfortable and we can take it ahead. So as a best practice from my organization, that we are not giving only internship.
Right.
It is about internship plus job, because it's not a game of like 3 months, 6 months on a year. And like, if you have a long term vision, if I am also able to give you or give someone as an intern
Yeah.
a role or a roadmap, you will also would like to put that much effort to see, okay, after 1 year I can reach to that level.
Right.
Otherwise, if it is short term for 3 months or 6 months and you don't have any scope or any future, what is after that? Then again, like, how a person can have that faith in that organization? Like,
Right. And I feel like this is a test for the organization. If an intern is willing to convert his internship into a job, which means that the organization has succeeded. The organization has put enough effort, time, and training hours behind that person, and which is why he's willing to convert into a full-time
Okay.
job.
So as we were talking about some red flags also. So what do you think? Like, what other factors that an intern should consider while doing their internships?
Since interns do not have a prior experience or they are considered to be new to the corporate world, some of the employers talk to them in a very condescending manner. They would never talk to a full time employee or an experienced person like that. So, looking down upon them or verbal abuse could be, one of the red flags. The second is bullying and harassment. Like,
Okay.
since the person is new, he's already intimidated by his position as compared to the others in the organization. It can be possible that, they are bullied and harassed by their seniors or, other people in the organization. The next is either they are not paid what they are promised, or they're not paid, at the right time, or they're promised an amount which is different, from what they're promised. So this is one of the major factors. I've noticed this with a lot of my friends who are promised a certain pay, but usually not paid that much.
Okay.
Just because they're interns and they can't do much about it. And one more thing that I've noticed is that there are always unrealistic expectations and deadlines, that are set for an intern.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the sentences that, I feel like is been widely used in organizations and was used in my organization is figure it out on your own.
Okay.
Really? So when I'm joining an organization, I'm new to the people, to the culture, to the kind of work, and the employer tells me to figure it out on my own, which means that I'm going to take a certain amount of time to figure it out on my own. And additionally, if you set some unrealistic deadlines and expectations on me, it is very hard for an intern to cope up with that. It is like, making an intern a scapegoat.
Okay.
So I feel like this is also one of the red flags that I feel should be highlighted.
Good, you highlighted that. I remember one incident. Since you are from accounts background, right? So there was one girl like who came for an interview. So what happened? No? Her previous employer. So of course she was like practicing with a senior CA or something. So that person did not give her internship letter even after 6 months of internship, giving her another 6 months of time that unless I find another person, you cannot move out of this like my practice or something. But then she said like, but that you should have told me way before, right? Or
Right.
maybe it was not discussed. You just mentioned that this will be an internship, and then she was okay also to join as a confirmed employee. Then he's like, no, I will not pay you more. I will not give you any added benefits, but you will be still continuing as you were. Otherwise, I am not going to give you any internship letter.
Right.
So that is so unfair. And talking about internship letter, in the name of internship letter, a lot of organization takes so much of advantage. And just because certain interns don't, follow certain things, they tend to not give them internship letter. And that is a really depressing thing, or maybe a very sad thing for interns. A lot of people have actually shared on DMs as well, saying, okay, this is not something which is right with them. I mean,
Right.
we have spent like 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year of time, 1 year of our career to serve the organization. And end of the day, what we get is nothing.
Right. I feel like this is a very helpless situation for an intern because when you're starting out your career, you do not want to, rebel or, rebel
That's what
against.
they're very scared that how they can voice it out. I mean,
Correct.
what if tomorrow they complain or maybe some post some article about my whatever
Journey.
journey or incident what happened in the organization. So they're very scared, and that is the one of the reasons that they don't even want to share these things.
Right. I totally agree with you. Like, it is a very helpless situation to be in. And, one of the advices I always keep giving my friends, and I want to give everybody watching this, is that before starting out the internship, make sure that everything is on the paper. Even though employers, sometimes employers might push interns to just join without, having the prerequisites or without a job offer or without a JD. But I really suggest that everybody who is starting out even as an intern should have everything on the paper, so that 3 months or 6 months down the lane, when they are stuck in a situation like this, they have something to, fight against.